What is up, guys? We are back at it with another episode. Welcome to Real Talk with Don, with your host, Don. And it is currently December 6th on this partial 6 and total 7 day. What does that mean for you guys? 6 is a number of self-care, family responsibility. So do what you do. Take that information, apply it accordingly. And 7 is the number of loner energy. They say injury. It's the genius energy as well. Great for studying and training your mind. Best day to just relax. If you're going to go to the gym, just do some sauna, some cold therapy. Could be the cryotherapy chamber, or you could do a cold shower or an ice plunge. That's what's great for today. Anyways, as you can see from the title, last episode, or one of the episodes, the previous episodes that were recorded, we spoke about impulses. And I wanted to elaborate because there's good impulses and then there's negative impulses. But as you guys tuning into the show, you guys are aware of the law of polarity. And eventually, within your consciousness journey, you start, as you evolve and grow within your own consciousness journey, you'll start to see that you'll just experience more of the positive things in life, where like the negative things don't really they don't even come near you because they don't vibrate at the same level that you're at. And when I say that, it's like you'll start to realize that everything starts to work in your favor, even when like certain things, if you're able to have a calm approach to life using the laws of the universe, you'll never fail in life. And one thing is the law of polarity. We could have another episode on the laws of the universe, or even like the spiritual laws and just the laws of energy. But we'll get back to impulses. So you have good and negative impulses. So the negative impulses could be like triggers where it's like connected with like trauma or like other things that gave you like a negative experience or whatever. Like it could be impulses like, like addictions, having to drink, having to smoke, having to watch pornography. It could be impulses where it's like people pleasing impulses. It could be impulses where it's like old habits and stuff like that, like those old like if you're trying to get rid of like maybe like a sugar habit, like that could be. Sometimes if your go-to thing is to eat cookies or eat sugar things, those are impulses as well, and those would be considered bad impulses because then the sugar comes in, it processes in your body, then it raises all these levels, and it's like then you're all over the place, and it's like shit. So enough of that. And then we're gonna go to the good impulses where it's like your intuition, your hunches come into place. Those good triggers where it's like, all right, if I do this, then this happens. You think about it. Then there's also on a physical level, then it's like your impulses when you got to go pee. And then it's like when you go to a bathroom, some people can rush their piss. And like, I used to do that. We just go in, it's like, tss. If you're a man, you get it. But a female, you probably just sit there, tss, try to get let that shit go by fast. But, it's not good to like rush your piss because it's like then you're basically telling your body that it's an inconvenience for the time that it chose to do that. And I'm saying like for a person who has like a perfect functional body which like takes care of the digestion system, because the key is you want to take care of your gut, the microbiome. If you have a good gut, you have great well-being. And that's another episode that we'll do is, everybody says health, but health has hell in it. So it's best to say well-being. If you're like, what the fuck? I'll explain it on another episode because we're going to get back to impulses. So how do you start to realize your impulses? My suggestion for you guys is to start meditating, even if it's 3 minutes a day. And I say meditate, you don't have to sit there like a monk with your feet crossed. You could literally lay down, close your eyes, and just sit in that silence, just sit in that void. And that's all meditation really is. Meditation is just being self-aware of where you're at, where your thoughts are at, and just being present and observing your thoughts, because your thoughts are electrical waves. So don't take your thoughts too personal. See them for what they are. They're just signal waves from your subconscious mind and where you're at a consciousness level. So step one, being aware of yourself and your impulses and what triggers them. Two, you want to have a pattern interruption, because if you're changing, we're not going to say try, because there is no try, there's only do. When you're changing a habit, you have to interrupt it and you have to question it in that second. The moment you think of it, stop, question it. Ask yourself, where do you want to go from here? Because in that moment, after, like I said in the other episode, after that first thought, you have that second thought is the most powerful thought, or the third, because then you get to change what you're doing. So let's bring an example. When I started, there was a time in 2020, 2021, where like at that time period, I was getting lazy and like just getting up like late, 6:30, and like not giving myself time to work on myself, like just being reactive. So what I did to correct that as the first step, I had to go back to my roots and realize, because that was 2020, 2021, that laziness. Prior to that, I played at the Patrick School, and the regimen that I was on there is I'd be up at 4:30. We'd have practice at 6, sometimes even 5. Well, during preseason, we actually started practice at 5:30, and we went all the way to 7:45. I was like 4 or 5 days a week, even including Saturday and Sunday. And I let that go because it's like you kind of get like overwhelmed and exhausted with that. And the first impulse was like, oh, just be lazy. However, looking back at it now, the best thing to do after that time period, when you're going full foot on the gas, is whenever you feel exhausted, take a rest. Because I also don't want you guys to burn out, because burning out is different for each person, because sometimes burning out could be maybe if you don't get enough sleep, which sleep is very crucial. And I suggest all my clients, if they can, to go to bed by 9. Not some go like 10:30, which is another thing I suggest, but from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the best sleep, because it's more cognitive benefits, and you'll be more productive and efficient during the day. Back to the impulses. So to correct with your impulses is really going to come down to you, and I'm not going to say willpower, but it's your self-choice. Because remember, guys, men and ladies out there, you always have a choice. No matter what, you always have the choice. That's what they try to take from you, the power of choice, or they try to give you the illusion of choice. But when you open up your mind, you start to realize that you always have a choice, whatever the decision and consequences that come with it. However, you have to be able to choose your choices based off of your values. So with your impulses, let me ask you, do your impulses align with your values? Because eventually you'll start to line up where your impulses start to give you the right ideas, which is basically like kind of like your intuition. I'm not going to say kind of. It's like your intuition, your inner gut, because your gut is your second brain. Your body will start to guide you towards where you want to go when you have that self-awareness. That's why to know thyself is the most important thing that people can teach you. It's because when you know yourself, you know how to make decisions for yourself that align with yourself and that align with your divine plan. Even with divine has divide in it. So it's like, I'd say like on a spirit soul level. Yeah, on a spirit soul level, because no one can do what you do and no one could be you. So that means you have a blueprint for yourself, and the only person that can follow that blueprint is you. So in order to follow that blueprint, you must master thyself and master thy impulses. Because when you can master yourself and master your impulses, you're able to help guide others and be a leader in your own family and your community. And that, I'm not going to say want, because want has lack in it. That is what I desire for this community, for all of you guys to be leaders men and women in your community and for your family, and to make America and this country great. I'm not gonna say great again. Y'all get the picture though, like, cause yeah, cause the only way the country is great if the people are great, and yeah, that's what we gonna do. So remember, control your impulses. Realize, take step number one, just become aware. Start to meditate or start a mindfulness practice, or just start to be aware during the day. Check in with yourself every hour. You could like pinch yourself or tap yourself and be like, hey, where am I at? One thing I do on a daily basis that I would suggest to you guys, I could leave the link in the show notes, is I use this iMood journal. And with the iMood journal, you basically go on and it shows like a list of really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has a list of 10 from really great to like, yeah, the opposite, really great. And you basically just check in with your mood, and you could set it up every single 2 hours, and you'll start to see a chart of where your mood is, and you can also put notes just to be mindful. It's $2.99 on the Apple Store. However, I think it'd be worth your investment because that's another thing you could track. And one of the next episodes we'll be doing is about tracking your metrics and how that helps you excel in life. So, quick conclusion. Impulses. There's negatives and positives. What are you going to choose? 2, start to implement a mindfulness practice to become aware of your impulses. And 3, take action. Choose which impulse you want to ingrain in your habits, because it takes 66 days to actually have a habit and then 90 days for it to be a lifestyle. Anyways, choose who you want to be. And voila. Be great, men and ladies, and y'all have a wonderful day.